As you sit down to draw yet another cat, you wonder how to get some more personality and variety. You could try something new, maybe draw a new kind of cat? But where to get the motivation? I'll draw with you. Hello! Welcome to Drawing Cat Breeds with me. Today we'll draw Abyssinians. I might make this into a series. If you like warrior cats, you might have heard of the Abyssinian Firestar headcanon. So, despite being first alphabetically, it also fits because he's the first main character. Let's try to find some differences between a normal cat and an Abyssinian. The first thing that I notice is that the Abyssinian is longer body-wise, and we can compare this to the normal cat and see that, yeah, quite true. It could also be that the Abyssinian appears to be more skinny, because if we drag it out like this, we see that it almost matches the normal cat. That shows how the Abyssinian looks more muscular, normally, than a normal cat would. We could also see that their legs appear to be smaller and longer. Let's see if that's true. Yeah, it is. They are longer and they are also a bit skinnier. The tails are supposed to be longer. End of the tail here, it's kinda hard to see with the background. If we add this on top of the normal cat, yeah, the tail is quite a bit longer actually. Next point I guess could be the head. Abyssinian appears to be very well trained and looks very athletic in its face. Meanwhile, this little guy looks a bit more chunky and chubby. It's hard to compare with the shape boxes, but it has a bit more of a rounded brow bone and a rounded back of the head than the Abyssinian has. It has very sharp angles all around, and the jaw is a bit more forward, I think. The ears, let's see how long they actually are in comparison. Because if you just compare a normal Abyssinian and a normal cat, they often look bigger on the Abyssinian. Yeah, look, they're almost twice the size. That's very, very cool. I think that was quite useful actually. The biggest difference I notice is the tummy, I think, because the normal cat has much of that hang belly that male cats often do, and this Abyssinian has just a flat stomach, almost goes up in the back, which is very unusual for cats. To summarize, Abyssinians are sharper and thus look more athletic. We'll see later if that matches their personalities. And they are also skinnier looking than a normal cat would be, with much larger ears. Let's start with sketching to a reference to get to know the look. Here is the ref I used if you want to draw along. First I trace the image to know what shapes to think of later. Keeping these things in mind will help me now that I do the finished art. Let's talk about the breed while the speed paint rolls. Here is some basic history about them. Abyssinians have been studied genetically, linking them to Southeast Asia and the coast of the Indian Ocean. They are one of the oldest cat breeds and were recognized in 1929. Abys are a very popular cat breed, sometimes ranking as high as top 5. This is most likely because of them being very good with children and dogs. This is because they match their personalities, being high energy and smart. Although this also makes them quite unlikely to want to cuddle, they are still good pets. Abby's unique colors come from two different things, ticking and rufusing. Ticking is where the striped hairs, called agouti hairs, cover almost the entire cat. This makes the gradient look instead of stripes like on a normal tabby. Abyssinians have been bred to have even less stripes than a normal ticked cat. They also have hive rufusing, which is where a cat is more red looking. Not that a cat necessarily has more rufusing if it's ginger instead of black, but that a black cat can be more red than another black cat. Abys have very much of this. The Rudy one I'm drawing is actually black. Let's quickly talk about something important though. Since purebred cats have a smaller gene pool, they are more likely to have health issues. This includes Abyssinians, but I was unable to find anything that was really bad and very likely to happen, so they are not the unhealthiest breed. If you want to get an Abyssinian or make a story about one, you should probably research this a bit more first. I'm sorry that this short video took so long, I've been doing a lot of stuff. Thank you for waiting for it. Go draw some Abyssinians if you haven't already. Goodbye. If you're into warrior... Lopan, what are you doing? Are you hitting my mic?